Hey there, this is Matt once again, and welcome back to another review. This time it is of a TV show. Just got done watching called Daybreak. Now, I don't normally review TV shows, but this is easier to do because it only lasted one season. And technically, only 6 episodes aired on ABC back in 2006. The other 7 they only released on ABC.com. So ABC did not treat this show fairly at all. But this is really, really good. And it has 13 episodes. This is from Mill Creek Entertainment. Not bad release considering the company. And it does have features, commentaries. The last episode does have a certain finality to it, so it's not a cliffhanger, it's not up in the air, it's not to be continued, so I appreciate that. This is sort of a one miniseries or acts as one big movie. That's one of the reasons why I enjoyed it. But Daybreak, think of The Fugitive, A Cop Show, and Groundhog Day all put into one. Taye Diggs, who I like Taye Diggs, he was in the remake of House on Haunted Hill, which is coming out on Blu-ray from Scream Factory in October, I believe, which is cool. Taye Diggs gives a really strong performance as a cop who one day is arrested and he is framed for the murder of this assistant district attorney named Garza. And when he's in prison, someone grabs him. They say, "We want you to confess to this murder, even though you're innocent. And if you don't, we want you to take us seriously." And they murder his girlfriend in front of him. They put a sedative in his neck, stick him, make him go to sleep. He wakes up, and it's the same day. And each day he wakes up the same time, the same day. He's in bed with his girlfriend, and it's throughout each show, it's him trying different avenues to escape the day, to figure out what he's supposed to do, solve this case, protect his loved ones, his girlfriend, his sister and her family, his partner, figure out what's going on, who he can trust and not trust. So technically he's on the run, like The Fugitive. It acts as a cop show, and it's like Groundhog Day. It's a time loop. I enjoy the time loop formula when it's put into stuff like this. I love Edge of Tomorrow. I really enjoyed Groundhog Day. I had fun with Happy Death Day. I had issues with it, but I had fun with it overall. There was an episode of The X-Files called Monday, which did that. I thought this handled it fairly intelligently. Of course, I goof up on the word intelligently, so go figure. Easily propelled by Taye Diggs' performance. The other cast do a good job. His girlfriend is Moon Bloodgood, which I know a friend of mine does not like her, but I think she did a pretty damn good job in this role. I had no problems with her. Mitch Pileggi, he's on the show. I was going to say film, but he's on the show. He's not a big part of the show, but he's in it sporadically. You also have Adam Baldwin. He does a good job. Jonathan Banks? I saw him recently in The Commuter with Liam Neeson. He's been in many films in the past, like 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop. If you see his face, you'll recognize him. I enjoyed the woman that played his partner, Victoria Pratt. He did a nice job too. Also, Clayton Rohner, who I remember from the original April Fool's Day. He was at a film called Destroyer. He was on this TV show called G vs. E, also known as Good vs. Evil. Clayton Rohner appears in a couple episodes. Victoria Pratt, and seeing what else she's done. Pretty much TV, a lot of TV, it seems. House of the Dead 2, wow. Not much for movie roles, mainly TV. I really liked her. But yeah, with each day going into what he's supposed to do, what can he do differently. One day, what if he takes his girlfriend and make a run for it? And sort of the consequences that happen because of that. What happens if he goes into and takes Adam Baldwin hostage? And how does that affect the day? What if he just him trying to piece all these things together? And it's also nice for the character as well because he gets to know his partner a bit more. He gets to know his girlfriend a bit more. He gets to know his sister a bit more. And sort of the pieces uh, melding together. That's why I'm saying this works better seeing it in one go. Maybe that was the problem. I had some nice surprises. It was really cool trying to see what would happen next with the story. And it's one of those things that there's nice little details that carry from one episode to the other. And again, maybe this was almost doomed to fail in the fact that on TV you'd be seeing that show once a week. And then maybe until the next week, you won't be as familiar with it compared to watching it all in one go or watching it in two nights. One disc one night, one disc the other night. So it definitely works better watching it in a complete set. Now, I'm probably like the only person on YouTube that's ever reviewed this show. So I'm trying to, how do I do a review that I don't want to give too much away with, spoilers and such. I don't even know if people could pick this up because I picked this up at a pawn shop again, like for $3. So I don't even know if it's available anywhere to watch. Maybe on YouTube. It might be. In fact, I'll probably just check it out real quick. It's there are bits of action which are nice. I mean, it's TV level. Don't expect movie level action, but it's fairly decent action. Like I said, Taye Diggs does a wonderful job acting wise in the direction of the show. A lot of different characters. Like, how do I approach this without giving too much away? Because again, I'm sure I'm the only one that ever reviewed this show. Yeah, it is on YouTube. Someone named Tasvor Estich, Tasvor space Estech. And then someone even put a playlist. So if you put day space break space 2006, you'll find the playlist. Yeah, if you want to watch a show that really rewards you for paying attention to stuff, that is fascinating to see what's going to happen next on the next go around for the day that this guy goes through as he starts figuring stuff out, figuring this conspiracy that he's in the middle of, figure out who he can trust and not trust and why. And you think one thing's happening, but later on you find out it's a completely different manner. The direction is pretty nice. Rob Bowman, who directed a lot of the X Files, he does a pretty damn good job. He directed a good chunk of these. Also, Dwight H. Little, who he directed an episode. But yeah, mainly Rob Bowman directed most of these. He directed about three, four, five, six of the 13. You also had David Von Anken, Brian Spicer, Elodie Keene, Adam Wolk and Dwight H. Little, Frederick King Keller. Those are the other directors. It was created by some guy named, give him credit, Paul Sabizewski. Probably butchered that name. I guess he wrote a film called After the Sunset, which I haven't seen, but I've heard of. He worked a little bit on the TV show Lost. I prefer this over Lost, to be perfectly. Because I like that at the end of the day, when you get to the end of it, there is an ending. And it goes well for Taye Diggs, so that's one spoiler I can give. Because, again, without getting too much in spoilers, there's a couple little things that I question, and then maybe because they got canceled, they had to rush a little bit in the finale, and they couldn't dot all the I's that they could or cross all the T's that they wanted to. I don't know how they would have done a season two, because for the most part, other than a couple things, for the most part, it was done. I don't know if they did a season two, if that ending was done, and then they sort of put it in there for the ending of this. While it would have been maybe the ending of a season two or season three, maybe that. Maybe season episode 13, that's not how this season was going to end. It was going to end on a different note once they knew that they had a season two. I don't know how far along production they were when they got canceled. I have no idea. I wasn't able to listen to all the commentaries. I don't know if they'd go into that or not. Overall, I would say you can find this on YouTube, or if you can find this to pick up, this is well worth the $3 that I paid for it. It has a nice cast, interesting idea. It was a cool idea for a TV show. I think it's a bit smarter than people would give it credit for. It's definitely good to watch in uh, not too long of a space in time. I burned through this in 2 days. Like disc one was like 5 hours, the other was like 4 hours and change. And I kept getting hooked, like, what's going to happen next? What other twist is going to happen? And what's going to happen to this poor guy? And also, that's how that day ended. Or why did this happen? And how each change results in a different consequence. And yeah, I'm just repeating the same thing. I just don't want to give too much away. The other people you have, let's see, Don Franklin, John Dietz, Raymond Cruz. He appears in a couple episodes. Like I said, Clayton Roner. They don't have too much information on the show. This is pretty much what it says, the synopsis on Wikipedia. Los Angeles detective Brett Hopper is stuck repeating the same day in which he is framed for the murder of the assistant director, district attorney Alberto Garza. Each day he attempts to uncover clues to the homicide that has him on the run for his freedom. He must clear his name, but those close to him get caught in the web of conspiracy that will put their lives in danger. The days can get complicated with each decision he makes as he tries various tactics to fight or flee the murder allegations. At least one other individual seems to be repeating the same day as Hopper, but his actions rarely affect Hopper's case unless they happen to be working together on that iteration of the day. That's Clayton Roner. He hasn't appeared too much, but then the final scene of the show leads into thinking of something else, which I'll leave that vague enough. While episodes may start at any time of the day and may contain multiple days or parts of days, Hopper begins each day by waking up at 6:17 a.m. and viewing his clock turn to 6:18 a.m. He only carries his memories in his body, with any injuries, over into the next repetition of the day. However, injuries to other individuals do not carry over to the next day. That was another thing I like compared to other time loops, is that if he gets hurt, it carries over to the next day. There was a point where he gets shot in the shoulder, and so the next day he wakes up, his girl's like, wait a minute, how come you shot? And wait a minute, how come you shot? Where did this come from? And then throughout the episodes, it starts healing up. So it shows that he can't just shoot himself or he can't just die and everything's fine. So it gives a sense of worry and fear for the lead character. Because even though the day will repeat, he will die if he dies. So again, it gives a little bit more suspense for the lead character's health. If Hopper makes enough of a difference in one situation, related events are sometimes altered. He also sometimes has flashbacks from before the repeating day. This generally involves an individual waking up with a sense of apprehension or a newfound perspective concerning the object or relationship that Hopper affected in a previous iteration of the day. Yeah, there's one more where because he made such an effect on his partner, then the next day she feels a certain feeling. Same with his girlfriend. That if it makes a big enough impact, some type of repercussion. That's what I mean. They throw little things there that keep it pretty interesting. Yeah, it's hard to do a review without giving away spoilers. Because I, I doubt there's a single person watching this that has seen this show. I really do recommend it. I think it's a pretty damn good show. It's well worth your time. And, underrated gem of a TV show. It's not perfect. I don't think there is a TV show that's perfect, but pretty damn good. Either way, thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you later. Bye bye.